Oh, you know it. There ain't no love in the heart of Pittsburgh. Ed Gainey's Pittsburgh. Oh, you know it. I'm Ralph Williams, along with my co-host here. I'm going to bring him up in a second here, and that is Bill Cannata. Bill, welcome to the program.
Brother, thank you for having me. Viewers and listeners, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you.
Oh, you know it. Thank you very much for everyone being part of the program. And we're getting started here. Let's see here. We got Cyberuski, who says RW Media. Yes, indeed. You know it. You know everything about it. And he also asked, did you make any more visits to City Council lately? I am planning on possibly going on the air with them tomorrow. No, I have not made a visit and will not be for a couple. I will not make another. I was going to make another visit tomorrow, but I have to take my mother to the doctor, so that's not going to happen. I'll be doing it online again. So there you go. All right. So anyone, it's interesting, but thank you, Cyberuski, for being part of the program as usual. So, all right. Also, we're in the Mata Heating and Air Conditioning Studio, 724-2010-500. That's Mata Heating and Air Conditioning right there. There you are. Call Mata. You ought to call Mata today. And Bill, I got a little story to tell you. My producer, Mike Adams, for my radio show, he said he was out in the North Hills. Well, he lives out that way. And he told me that he saw a Mata heating and air conditioning truck out there. So that means the word's getting out about Mata. So there you go. How do you like that?
Yeah, I don't know where they're located at. I have no idea where they're at.
They're in Elwood City.
Oh, they're Elwood City. Oh, okay. Yeah, a little bit of a okay. All right.
Yeah, Elwood City. But
that's cool.
You know, so but anyway, Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. Okay, what I have for you today, we're gonna get started, is Ricky Sayer from KDKA. This is from his ex post of an interview that he did with some college students. What happened Friday? Those of you who don't know, there was a big mess that happened Friday in Oakland. There was a big St. Patrick's Day gathering going on. I know somebody whose daughter almost was going to. Oh, thank you, Cyberuski. I appreciate that. And yep. Also, you ought to call Mata. Chad Schrader says, "What's up, Ralph? I'm done with whole Aaron Rodgers playing hokey pokey." Well, in case you don't know, Bill, the Steelers have been playing around with their quarterback situation. They brought back Mason Rudolph, as you know. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, and then now Aaron Rodgers is sitting out there, and who knows, he might have to bring back, so they might have to bring back Russell Wilson. All kinds of nonsense with this quarterback thing. Steelers screwed it up again. They've been messing it up since Ben left. It's been a mess. So,
unreal, brother.
And our buddy Kenny Pickett will be with the Cleveland Browns. So there you go. Yeah, that's the last thing we need is him to make a nightmare out of something. So.
Uncle Kenny.
Oh, with Uncle Kenny, that's it.
When I'm down in Cleveland, there in Cleveland.
Here's the interview with Ricky Sayer.
Let's do it.
If I get it.
Was no exception.
It was super busy, shoulder to shoulder, like mosh pit level.
All on the same street where Friday's porch collapse took place. By Saturday,
I just don't see as many people on the roof.
But we still found some.
Some of these people, my neighbors, some of them, they still want to go on the roof, but I don't think that's a good idea.
Just a few doors down from him lies what's left of the porch.
The collapse yesterday, I think, was really bad.
16 people were injured, 3 of them seriously. We saw numerous people taken away in stretchers.
Last night, today, everyone's been worried about the victims.
As for that massive crowd, it didn't last.
It was kind of upsetting.
City and pit police cleared out the streets.
And all these cops with their sirens and their motorcycles, some of them are walking, and they go, "Everybody, get out of the street or you're going to be arrested." Oh, no. So me and my friends had to run.
A public safety spokesperson said beyond someone falling on their face, people cleared out without further incident. Some students say their peers.
They threw beers at the police, and then police came down with shields and stuff.
Ethan Masters says it was clear students were frustrated.
Especially after everything that happened yesterday. So, there's a couple knocks on the window.
So what you're saying is people feel that they should be able to have their party today because it was cut short yesterday.
Even more than that, I think today was always meant to be the party.
A party that had to end. Now, a permit was issued for an event in the area, with officials saying that it was revoked due to the large crowds. A landlord I spoke with said it should have been revoked even earlier due to the collapse on Friday. In Oakland, Ricky Sayer, KDK TV News.
All right, there you go, folks. The Ricky Sayer interview with the college kids that were involved in that stupid thing that happened on Friday. We all know about that. And your thoughts, Bill, on this situation on Friday down in Oakland? Just a bunch of college kids messing around. Is this a culture situation, or is this just something that, it always seems to happen? These kids like to party. I was involved in the cab business for 15 years. I was also involved in the pizza business, used to deliver pizza to Oakland. There were times when some of these college students got rowdy and decided they wanted to try to come after me and some other things. So, I used to carry, all kinds of stuff with me just to make sure that they didn't bother with me and all that. Your thoughts, Bill?
Well, I seen the video. So when I seen the video, the very first thing I thought was there had to be at least 20 or 30 people on that roof. And then they were jamming it up, and the next thing you know, it just collapsed. So my first thought was, oh my God, how many people were underneath that got killed or got hurt?
Right.
I understand about letting off steam and getting all that stuff out and everything like that. But when it comes to destroying stuff such of that nature, especially old houses down in Oakland, brother, as well as I know, them things are old.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Those houses are old down there. They've been there for a long, long time. So there's a lot going on with that.
I know we used to, when CMU and Pitt, we would always bang heads. Sometimes Pitt would light couches on fire. What the hell was that all about? I don't get it.
Oh,
I get about letting off steam, having a couple drinks and doing that. But, man, you collapsed the whole roof. You collapsed the whole roof.
It's so bad in Indiana at IUP that they have actually, when they have St. Patty's Day celebrations and whatnot, they have to bring in the state police.
Oh, my God.
They actually do. And the, and whatever SWAT team. I mean, Indiana, at least the county of Indiana has got a grip on this. You know what I'm saying, with this IUP crap. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Which, of course, they've had some major issues with that over the years. And I don't blame them for being angry. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. So,
Absolutely. I mean, especially when it comes, it's been a while now. We have to back up a little bit, but it's been a while that you actually heard somebody, catching couches on fire or houses collapsing and stuff, roofs collapsing. So it's been a minute, but still, there's certain extents. I get they want to let off steam. I understand, because college ain't no joke. It's actually 1,000% almost studying, hitting the books, lectures, all that good stuff. But the thing is if you guys are going to do it, just do it safely, man. Get drunk. Everybody's going to get drunk anyway. They live within walking distance, pretty much all of them, maybe 2 or 3 streets over. But yeah, man, I never could understand the point on when people would catch couches on fire. Can you make any sense of that situation, brother? No,
that's just a celebration thing. Usually what happens with that is like, it's very hot down in West Virginia at WVU. They have, when they're celebrating something, like if they beat Pitt or, excuse me, if they beat let's say a major team in sports or whatever, they'll burn couches on fire down there. And, some people have gotten hurt, died. There's been a lot of, strange things that go on at these universities. And these kids, they get out of hand, and it goes on all the time. They're away from mommy and daddy, so they figure they can do whatever they want. But I will say this. I know someone whose daughter was invited to that party, and she didn't go because of a migraine headache.
See that?
Okay. And and his 2 nephews, who also live near there, he phoned them, found out they were still in Florida on spring break.
Oh.
Okay. So they were still in Florida on spring break, and his daughter was there, but she stayed in her apartment. Okay. Or her place or whatever. Okay. Because she had a migraine headache. Okay. So, but like I said, it's a crazy situation. It really is. It's nuts. And it needs to, the city of Pittsburgh, from what I hear from that report, there were officers with shields. So I'm assuming The SWAT team showed up this time, unlike last weekend when they had them 27 kids downtown. There are 75 kids downtown that ran all over the place, and only 6 officers showed up or whatever down there. Okay.
Yep.
And I want to let everybody know this is the Ed Gainey Pittsburgh. The Ed, and that's how we're going to classify it tonight. I'm going to read off some things that have been going on all week, and Bill and I are going to talk about the Ed Gainey Pittsburgh. Is this the way you want to live in Pittsburgh? Is this how your Pittsburgh is? Okay. Is this who you still want as your mayor? Okay. And I get these emails every day. We got about 20 of them tonight, Bill. Most of them about how we pick on Ed Gainey. And, Tony Moreno and I make the other radio stations, because what happens is, as you know, I always listen to my competition to see what they're up to. And it turns out that we made it again. A lady called in from Braddock. She says, I listened to a couple of guys on Saturday morning. She didn't mention our names, didn't mention what station we were on. And in case you don't know what this lady's talking about, I will put this up for you to show you exactly what this lady's talking about here. Let me see if I can find it here. Hold on. I got to get the cursor where I need it to be. There we go. Still fumbling around here a little bit. Okay, there we go. Every Saturday morning, the Ralph Williams, Tony Moreno Show, 12:50 a.m., 92.5 The Answer. We're trending. We're doing very well. The ratings are up this Saturday. We're going to have Laura Weens on from Pittsburghers for Public Transit. And I'm very frustrated with public source media. We'll talk about that tonight as well. But anyway, Laura Weens is going to join us from Pittsburghers for Public Transit to talk about something that wasn't supposed. I was supposed to be the first one to release this information, and it was going to happen after. I was going to release it the Saturday after the Port Authority board meeting. Okay, but now I have to release it early because some other entity released it already. Okay, and now the word's out there, and instead of me being first, somebody else was. Okay, and I'm not happy about it because PRT said they weren't going to release this information until after the board meeting, because, as you know, I'm the president of the Allegheny County Transit Council, and we look at this stuff first before it goes to the board. Then we give our recommendation, and then it goes to the board. Then the board makes their recommendation or their whatever they're going to do. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's how it works. But no, somebody at this entity, and I'll tell you who the entity is in a few minutes. But anyway, is this the Pittsburgh you want? Do you want this kind of Pittsburgh today? Or earlier this afternoon, a shooting on Brookline Boulevard. Okay. Again, Pittsburgh police don't have a few leads. And then in Regent Square, this happened last night overnight. Some guy's car was being broken into. He went to go confront them, and they pointed a gun at him. Okay. Mm-hmm. But they didn't get in his car. His car was locked, and he had a camera set up right outside by his car. So he was able to see somebody breaking into his car. All right. But here's the problem I have with this, Bill, and maybe you'll agree with me on this, and I'll get your opinion. Why do we have to go out and get cameras? Why do we have to go out and get clubs for our car? Why do we have to go out and get our steering wheel locks for our Hyundais and stuff because of this crap? Why can't Pittsburgh police efficiently patrol and do this? And now it's going to get worse after June, because at the end of June, 100 or so more officers are retiring, and no end in sight. Okay. I don't care what Ed Gainey says, and we'll talk about that. He was on one of the stations whose name I will not mention last Friday. Both Ed Gainey and Corey O'Connor were on. And we're going to talk about what they had to say about their run for mayor. All right. And things that they're going to do, or things they think they're going to do. And Ed Gainey, of course, talked about some of the small things that he did. All right. Bill, your thoughts on what I just said?
You know, it's really bad that when you have to have all the security. You know, it's so sad. Remember years ago, you used to go to sleep with the windows open and the doors unlocked. But I know times have changed and things have got a lot worse with society. And you know what, brother? It just pushes me up from the years to now, fast forward to today. And that is, they care about only one thing, and that's themselves, period. They don't give a shit about anything else, brother. They don't care about anybody else's property. They don't give a shit about anybody else's person. They don't care about anything. Just as long as they have maybe what they might want to see and take from you, then they're going to try it. It's just really sad. And about the Pittsburgh police, well, you already told me they were understaffed as it was, and then they're going to be letting 125 more officers retiring after June. Oh man, I don't know, man.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a really bad situation with this, and I'm not real happy about it all, and nor are a lot of people. And I think that it needs to be, handled, prospectively and respectfully. And I think whoever takes over as mayor is really going to have to clean this up. And I think it's not going to, it's just like the president cleans up after the last president.
Yep.
Well, now we have a mayor, whoever it could be, whether it's Tony Moreno, Corey O'Connor, or Ed Gainey, they're going to have to really clean up a lot of stuff in this town. And Ed Gainey's mess is out there, and Corey or Tony Moreno is going to have to clean it up. And I'm really hoping it's Tony Moreno, because I have a lot of faith that he's going to win this election, and he just might, because Corey O'Connor is saying things that Ed Gainey's saying. Okay, he's saying he's a progressive. All right, we don't want no more progressives, and he's saying that he didn't. Last Friday he was involved, like I said, in a conversation on KDK radio with someone whose name I'm not going to mention.
I remember that.
And I sent you the footage of it, or the audio of it, and that show host on the other station had asked him all kinds of questions, Corey. When it came down to public safety and public works, Corey had no answer for it. None. He didn't have no answer. He danced. And then Ed Gainey kept saying about how, we got all these, we brought out all these classes of recruits. Let me explain something to everybody here. And Tony Moreno said this. It takes 18 months to get a recruit through the system. Once they graduate from the academy, they have to go through training, and the other training, outside training, it takes 18 months.
Yes.
You see? So that's a lot of time, Bill, where I see that it's going to take a while to get some of these police in here. And then we have a lot of inexperienced police, all right, which doesn't help the cause. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. You wear a badge and a gun, and you think that, you're above the law and everything. And,
Yeah, exactly. And that's not the case.
Absolutely not. Absolutely.
Okay. When we come back after these messages, more of the way we see it with myself, Ralph Williams, and Bill Cannata, right after these words.
Do you need insurance? Well, I have an agent for you who has great customer service and will meet your insurance needs. Robin Campbell, Farmers Insurance and Bristol West Insurance. He will help you with auto, life, renters, fire, and more. Call Robin today at 412-366-3399. Tell Robin Ralph Williams sent you. Robin Campbell Insurance. Do you need flowers for a wedding anniversary, funeral, or for your sweetheart? Call Alex's Flowers today. 412-661-6071. Alex's Flowers is a full-service florist specializing in a variety of flowers, plants, balloons, fruit, munch, gourmet, and plush. 30 years in the flower business, Alex has the right flowers for you. Also online at alexsflowers.com. Auto repair can be expensive, and sometimes shops rip you off. But I have a shop for you to fix your car the right way at the right price. Big Dog Auto in West Mifflin by the Allegheny County Airport. Oil change, state inspection, and more. Call today, 412-999-0191. For good car repair, call the Big Dog. Big Dog's Auto, open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
All right, we're back here at The Way We See It with me, Ralph Williams, and my co-host here. I'm bringing him back up, Bill Cannata. And we had to pay some bills there for a minute. And now we're getting back into the show here. We're talking about Ed Gainey today. I know what everyone's saying. I'll get all these emails and we're picking on Ed Gainey. We're not picking on Ed Gainey. We're just asking you, do you want this to be the Ed Gainey Pittsburgh? Do you like what you see out of the Ed Gainey Pittsburgh? And I get it. Everyone's that loves affordable housing and all that other stuff. But we're in the Mata Heating and Air Conditioning Studios as we're here at Studio 808 in the Allentown section of the city of Pittsburgh. They're our studio sponsor, 724-201-0500, Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. All right, we're back here. And, Bill, I want to talk about this Port Authority thing real quick here before we get back to Ed Gainey's Pittsburgh. Public source media who never returned my phone calls or my emails, and of course, for interviews for anything. Okay. They used to be up here in the Allentown section of Pittsburgh. You move down to the south side, the old Sokol Club is where they are, in that little office complex that they now built down there. All right.
Gotcha.
Well, it turns out that after the board meeting next week of the PRT next Friday, not this Friday, next Friday, which I am always a part of. I mean, I don't speak very often, but what I do is I do participate in the meeting, which is my job to participate in the meeting because I'm the president of the Allegheny County Transit Council. Well, it turns out the public source media has decided that they're going to release. Hang on a second. Let's see what we got.
Take your time, brother. I'm right here.
All right, let's see. We got George Barbaras. You ought to call Marta. Thank you, George. Absolutely being part of the program as always. And hey there, Ralph, looking sharp and focused. Yes, I am, George. Thank you so much for that. As always, George, thank you for being part of the program. So anyway, what I'm frustrated about with them is, Bill, this press or this release of this information was not supposed to happen until after the board meeting. So let me run down the procedure as to how things go when PRT has something they want to present. First, they bring it to us, the Allegheny County Transit Council. We are an advisory council to PRT. And what they say is this, and this. What do you think of that? And we give our opinions and we tell them. All right. So this meeting next Wednesday is an emergency meeting between us and PRT to discuss possible cuts in transit. Okay. Now, again, Bill, let me say this. This information was not supposed to be released until after next Friday's board meeting. I had this information already in my pocket. And this Saturday on the Ralph Williams, Tony Moreno show, I have Laura Weens coming on from Pittsburghers for Public Transit to talk about this, okay? To talk about this exact thing, all right, about these cuts. Laura and I'm working out a face-to-face meeting with Devlin Robinson, who is a senator. We've met him at that gig we did for the Republican Party a few years back. And here's the story. We want to meet with Devlin. I've reached out to his media guy, who formerly known as Kevin Battle, who used to team up with Larry Richert, okay, back in years ago. All right. Well, Kevin now is his media guy. So I called him. I've left messages. He's tried to call me back. We've been playing phone tag. All right. I'm trying to get a sit down with me and Laura to sit down and go over things with Devlin Robinson. The state wants to give PRT $70 million. We can't function on $70 million. We need $115 million. Okay. So if the state doesn't come up with that extra money, we are going to have to cut routes. We are going to have to cut service. And it's going to be worse than it was back in 2011 when we had to cut, when Tom Corbett was governor and Steve Bland was the CEO. That idiot, okay, was the CEO of the PRT at the time. Okay. Because I remember being part of PPT, going to those hearings and I was part of Pittsburghers for Public Transit. Remember when Stan and I used to go to all those meetings and do all those rallies and all that stuff. And then I was with PPT, and then I joined the Allegheny County Transit Council in 2019. Okay.
Okay.
This is my third term as president. So what I'm saying is is that this is a bad situation, but the news shouldn't have been released. And public source media, shame on you for doing this, because this was not supposed to happen. Okay. I am in a frustrated mood. I had a bad weekend this weekend. I'm in a bad mood to begin with. And then on top of that, I had to get up this morning in a bad mood to find out that the public source media decided to release this information. Okay. So, I mean, it's really, really awful about what happened here. And hang on a second. Let's see what we got here. Josh Dorr. Thank you, Josh, being part of the program as always. Billy. Thank you, Josh.
Hey,
Very,
thank you, Josh.
steady, to the testing. Yeah, Josh, today I did a test. Billy even saw it. I did a test today. I was trying to test some equipment out. I was to get for Saturday's the sports wrap show, which I'll be doing live from Ocean City, Maryland. So, gonna go do some fishing in the ocean. Billy, check out the boardwalk. Best time to go. Nobody's there. And you don't have to worry about, you can get your Thrasher's French fries, you can get your Candy Kitchen, you can get all the Fisher's popcorn, all that stuff they do down there. And you don't have to bump into people. You don't have 6,000 people all over the place bumping into you and everything else.
That's all right. Hell, you know what, man? I just might have to jump in the car and buzz on down there when you guys get down here before I do. Because, I the situation I've been through these past couple of days.
Yeah. You need a rest, man. You need to get out of here.
Hell yes, I do. I need to get my ugly stick. I need my baitcaster in hand, and it's time to go.
Yep, right in the ocean, man. Boom.
Yeah, let's do it.
Hey, I fished Lake Erie. I love it. I love Lake Erie.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, but anyway, hey, maybe I'll meet you up there in August up in Erie, because I'm going to Erie in August. So,
okay. Okay.
Yeah. So,
it just depends, because, kind of everybody don't know, but you know my background, brother, and I don't have really nothing here. So I'm pretty free pretty much to go, because my dog passed away last year. So I have her to take care of anymore, but she would come with me everywhere, and a whole bunch of other things add up. But it's not the Billy C show, it's the way we see it show, and that's going to be that. But Ralph, you know what's going on, and you know what's happening. So with all that happening, of course, brother, yes indeed.
So anyway, Bill, what are your thoughts on this public source media releasing this information before it was supposed to be released or whatever?
Well, see, what I don't understand is what maybe I don't. I don't know. I'm kind of like on a seesaw thing right now. But the thing is that they made you president, but yet they just like bypassed you and just put this stuff out there. You know what I'm saying?
George said this is a fantastic show. Thank you, George.
It's
the logo on Billy's shirt?
It's what the hell is this? It's this is old, brother. It's called the West Coast. It's called the West Coast Football League. I
thought that was West Coast Video. Remember that?
No, I don't know what the hell is this. And
I ever played West Coast Video one time or something.
I guess it puts me in college now. I never even looked. It was a college conference football league. I used to sleep in, that's all. But brother, I just have a hard time. Like, why did they do that to go behind your back? Like, what did they hide? You were there. You know what's going on. You were a driver. What the hell?
Well, it's not the fact that they hid it from me. It was just the fact that they released that this information got released when it wasn't supposed to.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
It's kind of like,
I would have got first dibs on this because I had already known about it, and I was keeping it hush hush for the radio show. And now it's been released. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's sort of, like it's sort of bypass you. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean,
next Wednesday we have our meeting, and those of you who tune into the Ralph's Opinion Show, we will be on at 8:00 because of the meeting, and then Thursday special Sports Corner show because we're doing the draft stuff, and we're having a 2-hour show, so that'll be a special on Thursday, 4:00. The Sports Corner show with me and Smoking Jim Frazier. We're going to have some guests on, talk about the draft. 32 teams, big time show. But we're going to be on not next Tuesday. We'll be on this Tuesday. Tomorrow I got Keith Engel coming on. I got Robert Butler from Tennessee. He's going to talk about the Tennessee Titans. Keith Engel's going to talk about the Giants and the Jets. And Leo Haggerty will be on to talk about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So our 32-team tour to talk about the draft and free agency, it's happening. Wrestle Talk will rejoin us after WrestleMania. Smoking Jim and I are going to do a special post-WrestleMania show right after WrestleMania coming up at the beginning of or in the middle of April. All right. So I just want to let everyone know some program changing here for RW Media Productions as far as some of that stuff goes. But anyway, Bill, I think it's a travesty that this public source media released this. And again, I have no love lost for them because they've never returned any of my phone calls and they refused to come on this program and any other program that I've had in regards to what's going on in town here. They refuse to come on. So you know what? I have no love lost for them. I could care less about them. You know what I mean? They can go somewhere. You know.
I get it, but still, you were there. You already knew about this even way before, and then somebody still.
But I was trying to keep it hush hush until after the board meeting, and then I wanted to be the first one in town to put it on the radio show.
No,
you see what I mean? And now it's been released by public source media, and you know it's terrible. It's really bad, and you know.
Totally understand, man. Definitely understand, brother. Absolutely.
Yeah, and believe me, at the meeting on Wednesday, I'm going to let that know. I'm going to, you know, Port Authority's going to know about this. You know, so.
I just.
George said it is a travesty. Thank you, George. You know, so.
Hey,
but
George,
anyway,
I told you that this was the West Coast. So I was part of the College League Conference. I don't know. Somebody gave this to me a long time ago. It's all.
You know what, Phil? You can go to Goodwill and some people will buy shirts just to buy a shirt because they need one. They don't care what's on it. No. You know, at Goodwill and Salvation Army and all those places. Hey, I used to work at Red, White, and Blue thrift store, and we used to get shirts that would say, what is it? Northern Armstrong County Sportsman's Club. People would buy those things for a couple of bucks just to have a shirt. You know what I mean? You know,
this was given to me a long time ago. I don't remember by who, but it's there. It's about ready to, like, it's got holes in it. Look at it, the holy shirt. See it right there?
Oh yeah.
The thing is that I use it for when I sleep. It's very comfortable, but it's very big, and I just threw it on. That's all.
Says George.
Thanks, George. I appreciate you, brother. I really do.
Yeah, my man George. All right, thank you for all you guys. Josh Storr, Simon George, all you guys. Thank you. Appreciate your comments as always. And also, please don't forget to subscribe on my YouTube channel, Ralph Williams RW Media. All kinds of shows are archived on there. www.rwmediaproductions.com is my website. Please don't forget that as well. And please don't forget to follow me on Twitter. I'm down. I need about 13 followers to reach the 200 mark. It's been fluctuating lately, going up and down. I've been getting 2, but then losing 3. And it's like, Bill, how you go 1 step forward and 3 steps back or something.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So that's the way it's been with Twitter X. I don't know why, but that's the way it's been. So follow me on Twitter X, please. I'd like to get to my 200 goal by the end of March. Could you please help me out with that as well? Also, I'm on Instagram. Don't forget about that as well. And LinkedIn. So I'm on all these social media platforms. Facebook, check out my Facebook page, Ralph Williams RW Media as well. And also I have other pages on Facebook as well. And so don't forget to check those things out also. So, all right, Bill, we're getting ready to go to a break here in about 2 seconds. What is final thought or, your thoughts any more you have on this PRT thing? They're going to have to cut routes because the state's not providing the appropriate funding, and
that's going to play havoc on a lot of people, man. A lot of people depend on that, Port Authority, man. That's not going to be good.
Well, you know what's funny, Bill? I've been fighting for years with this. I've been on this since early 2000s. I've been fighting, and now that it was stable for a while here with Catherine Kellerman being the CEO, and what I really admired about her, Bill, was I met her the first time I was on a rally with PPT. And at the time, I was investing my time in both PPT and the Allegheny County Transit Council, but it got a little overwhelming, so I decided to just stick with the council. And I was at a rally, and she came down and introduced herself. It was her first week of work at Port Authority. She had come down and introduced herself. I told her who I was. Do you know, about a week or two later, I was down at the Rite Aid, the old Rite Aid at Smithfield that went out of business because of the thieves and the homeless and all that other crap that went on down there. And COVID. So anyway, I met her, and I'm coming out of Rite Aid, and she held the door open for me, and she said, "Ralph, how are you?" She remembered my name. You see what I'm saying? And I always respect people that who, when I meet them, shake hands, and they're a big person like a CEO of a transit agency that actually still remembered my name.
Well, you got a
And
voice down there, brother. I mean,
that's class. That's class. You
yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's nice because to this day, she still calls me Ralph. She still says, "How are you?" and everything else. Whenever I do see her, if I decide to go down in person at a board meeting, which I haven't been to in a while, but
I got you.
might make an appearance next week. So but it's going to be interesting at the board meeting next week if you can watch it online. Oh, there's going to be 6,000 speakers about this stuff, and it's already out there. They didn't want it out there till after the board meeting, so that way they didn't have to get all these people come down there and start screaming and hollering about it. You know what I'm saying?
It's not. I mean, that's just I mean, oh boy, I'm kind of like dumb. I mean, I'm all messed up right there, brother. Like because you got more than that. You know more about that than I ever will because you were in there, you drove, and you did all that. So
George says that's a class act, which he agrees with me on that. So
absolutely.
All right. When we come back, more of the Way We See It show here. We're going to go to a break, pay some bills here right after these messages.
Doesn't work for your handicapped needs? Well, I have the solution for you. Keystone Coachworks. Keystone Coachworks is Western Pennsylvania's oldest and premier adaptive equipment provider. They have the best selection in wheelchair-accessible vans. Located in Bethel Park on Route 88. Call them at 412-833-1900. Ask for Don. Tell Don Ralph Williams sent you. Digital Data gives you on-demand access to a team of professional web designers and data-driven marketers for an affordable monthly flat rate. Discover your website's earning potential today. At Digital Data, our goal is to provide small businesses with the tools and services they need to be successful online by utilizing our team's deep knowledge and experience. Call now, 866-276-9504. Draft Nation, the leader in pro sports drafts, content, and events, invites you to join the sports premier sports draft community online at draftnation.com. Enjoy 24/7, 365 coverage of all 4 major sports and their professional drafts, covering all aspects of team building, including player scouting, mock drafts, free agency, trade deadlines, and the needs for your favorite teams. Come join Draft Nation for free at draftnation.com. How about some sponsorship advertising with RW Media Productions? Affordable rates. You can get 6 podcasts, 2 radio shows on 1250 AM and 92.5 FM The Answer, and on rwmediaproductions.com as well. All for one affordable price. Call today, 412-545-4317, or email at ralphwilliams737@gmail.com. Look forward to hearing from you.
All right, we're back here at the Way We See It with me, Ralph Williams, and my co-host here, Bill Cannata, live from Squirrel Hill. All right, back to the city. So ain't no heart in the heart of the city, man.
No, it's all good too, brother. It's all so good.
All right. So anyway, let's get into Ed Gainey's Pittsburgh. All right, so we already talked about the shooting on Brookline Boulevard. We talked about the pizza shop today that got robbed of a tip jar from a homeless person. Okay. All right. Let's talk about the situation last week, downtown Pittsburgh, 75 kids running all over the place, and the Pittsburgh police couldn't control it. Let me say this. Law and order needs to happen back in Pittsburgh. And if I'm a cop, I'm arresting everybody I can arrest for this nonsense. Okay. In jail. And I don't care what anyone says. My job as a police officer is not only to work with the community, but to arrest thieves. arrest, us people who get assaulted, arrest people who get, you know what I mean, who rob and who murder and who steal and do all that stuff. That's my job as a police officer. All right. But now Pittsburgh police, because of policy, are stuck with this no arrest thing. And now they just let 75 kids run all over downtown. They let this pit thing get out of control on Friday. I'm going to tell you something right now. If anybody threw something at me like that, them kids threw stuff at them police officers, you will go to jail. But that's not the Allegheny Pittsburgh. Okay? That's not the Allegheny Pittsburgh. All right? Bill, your thoughts on this? What thoughts do you have on the Allegheny Pittsburgh?
Well, brother, like I said, as I said earlier, I don't give a shit on who Pittsburgh, whatever it might be, but nobody cares about anything anymore. They run all over. It doesn't matter. And you're right. The laws back in our day was a whole hell of a lot stricter than what they are now. For sure.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And you know what's funny? They need to start hauling some of these parents to the carpet. What I'm saying is like, for instance, if your kid is involved in a riot or some kind of a problem with a police officer, why aren't the parents being charged? Why aren't the parents being held to the carpet for this? That's what I want to know. It starts at the top.
Yeah, it does. And the thing is you're right. The responsibility of that. I mean, they're running all over the place, and they're 75 youths running all over the place, and they can't even control it. That's a problem, man. I mean, you're supposed to bring stuff. I mean, we understand what we see on the outside, but then on the inside, you got to go ahead and tackle that mess as fast as you can, or try to anyway. Listen, being a mayor of a big city, it doesn't matter where it's at, brother. You know as well as I know, there's a lot of work to be done. But for whatever the lack of the situation is with the public safety, there's not enough hands in there, bro.
No, not at all. So, and now it's really bad since Chris Ragland resigned or stepped away. Yeah. And now you don't have any. I mean, nothing against DeWine, the current acting chief right now. I hear he's a great guy. I hear he's good at what he does. Okay, they're all great guys when they get that kind of a job, and that's the way. They're all great people. I don't know the man. You know what I mean? I don't think I've ever met him. I've heard his name, but I've never met the man. But I will say, that's a piss poor job when you got 6 cops downtown. Where was the SWAT team? And I said this last week. Where was the SWAT team? I want to know where they were at. I want to know why the Allegheny County Police wasn't called in on this, or the Sheriff's Department. What is going on here? Okay. All right. Do we have a discontent of the police departments that need to work together and are not? You know what I mean?
Well, well, listen, back in the day, we're talking 15 years ago, right? If Wilkinsburg would needed help, they called the Pittsburgh cops.
Yes.
They would, because I knew a lot of Wilkinsburg police officers as well as Pittsburgh cops. But now it's just like everybody's like, you can't go here. You can't do this. You can't. What the hell? Law is law. Yeah. And I mean, at least arrest them, then let them.
Hey, let's talk about Homestead for a minute here. Well, how about when they built the waterfront?
Yeah.
Okay. Instead of Homestead, West Homestead, Munhall, Whitaker, whoever, where the split part of the mall is at, working together, they're working against each other. I mean, that don't make no sense at all. You know what I mean?
Big mall down there. Big mall.
Yes. And now they had to hire their own security police force down there now because they can't handle it. The boroughs can't handle it down there.
And then you've got the people living over there in those townhouses. Then you've got the restaurants over there as well.
And them townhouses are not cheap, Bill. They're about $2,000 a month or more.
I was getting ready to say, they're like $1,500 and up. But I heard.
I knew a guy who lived there, and he moved out because he said it was too expensive. He moved out. He got a place up in Munhall, which was a way cheaper than what he was down there in them townhouses.
Crazy what they want. They're small, I heard.
Well, I saw a strip district, and I'm not going to name the name of the place, obviously. Gotcha. A strip district building that is very popular, been around a long time. That's the only hint I'm going to give you, okay? And I was just for, craps and giggles, okay? I was because I'm not going to say that word on here, So
that's me. I'm the bad guy. It's okay. Yeah. I'm the.
So. But anyway, just for craps and giggles here on this, okay? I checked it out. I looked at it, okay? Because it popped up on something I was looking at. I was looking at just to see what properties we're going for here in Pittsburgh, so we could maybe have a show about property. Okay,
Mhm.
This building isn't even a brand new building. This building's been there for a long time. It's an apartment building in an old factory. Okay. Do you know they want for a 3-bedroom apartment almost $4,000 a month?
Oh my gosh.
$4,000 a month.
3-bedroom apartment.
Yeah.
Wow. I can
Okay.
almost know where you're at right there, brother.
All
I
right.
almost know
I
exactly what
mean,
you're talking
this real estate stuff in this town bill is just unacceptable. I mean, next week when I get down to Ocean City, Maryland, we're looking at some property down there that's nowhere near what this is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nowhere near it. I mean,
that's really
I
4,000.
showed you that property and how much it is.
Yeah.
You know, if I would have tried to buy something like that here, it'd be about $900,000 to $1 million almost.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
I mean,
like you said too down here, like the way that everything is, and the developers down here now, and even
Right.
more. Even when I was down in Florida for the Christmas and New Year's Eve, for my kids, and we
Yeah.
went down there and we were driving around down there, and I said the development was it was only starting out at $500,000 and up.
Yeah, that's not bad.
No,
I
it's
mean, considering what it is here. I mean,
listen,
you know,
anybody and everybody can't stand direction or whatever. I just keep
Right.
everything subtle. When you know that, I keep everything
Right.
straight because of my kids. Now everybody's old enough to understand what the hell's going on. But you know what, brother? Let me tell you, their house is beautiful. God bless them. They got a big backyard. They got a nice pool. They added stuff on, of course, but it's a beautiful house. And it's big. It really is.
yes.
Handicaps, there's a handicap bathroom downstairs. There's one in the kids' room, sort of in a way. And then
Right.
the one upstairs was just a regular sized bathroom. But yeah, no,
Right.
I understand. And it's absolutely insane. I get it. The market is different down there with real estate than it is up here. But $4,000 a month, my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's just for the rent. You know what but I don't know if that includes, I think it includes utilities. If you get a one bedroom apartment, it's $2,000 plus utilities. And this building's no new building, Bill. It's been around since the early 2000s. It's in an old factory, and I'm not going to say what it is.
I know what you're talking about, brother. I know exactly what you're talking about. But
Yeah, it starts with a C.
Yep, I know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. The thing is that that's crazy on how you want to stay in the burg as much as you can, but of course with all this stuff going on, but the housing is $1 million higher, skyrocketed than somewhere 2 hours down the road.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, where you were living at before, the rent was nice there, and I think I told you about how I knew a guy, and he still lives in Greensburg. Him and his girlfriend were living on the south side, and they were living in this building, in this. I guess there's an apartment there or whatever. They had to have 2 other roommates plus themselves to pay the rent.
Jeez.
I don't know what the rent was. I don't care. But they moved, him and his girlfriend, for the sake of privacy, moved to Greensburg. Do you know what they pay to live above a business in Greensburg, downtown Greensburg?
You told me. Remind me though.
$475 a month.
Wow. And you know what?
And they were paying close to $2,000 a month for that place with other roommates on the south side.
And just to make sure you were
paying, right.
Wow.
Right.
I mean, the house in Green, it was big. It really was. It was a lot of house for me, and where I'm at
and
now.
you saw some of the pictures of what we're looking at down in Ocean City, Maryland.
Yes,
I mean, 3-4 bedroom places that are just, and let me say this to everyone here. If you're going to Ocean City, Maryland, they are eliminating house rentals, small rentals, summer rentals. You want to know why? Because people act like degenerates, tear up property, have wild parties, get arrested, that kind of thing. So now they've come up in some of the communities down there, and now it's going to happen in Ocean City, Maryland as well. You're not allowed any more short-term rentals. So guess what? You're going to have to, because of some degenerates, you're going to have to go down there and pay $400, $500, $600 a night for a room at a hotel. Stupid, never takes a vacation, and there's an example of it right there. Thank you.
Absolutely.
But you know what? That doesn't affect me. That's great for me because you know why? I can get a house with furnished now because the single rentals went away and I don't have to buy furniture. So thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, degenerates, for that. But then you take away from other people who want to go down there and rent a house. Okay, I don't know what the Airbnbs. I think it's a whole different ball game. But as far as like single rentals, they're eliminating that, Bill. They're coming. They have an ordinance down there now. So now a lot of these people are unloading these houses, and they're not that expensive down in Ocean City, Maryland.
No.
So,
Hey, I mean, you got to go where the getting's good, brother. That's all I got to tell
you
you.
know what? I can look right out. I can look right out my window and see the ocean.
Hey,
if I was to go,
and not even starting to throw at you on what the stuff you went through, what you guys went through in that place over there.
Oh, terrible. You know what? I really want to make change here. I'm trying, but it's hard to do when things move at a snail's pace. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? It's hard to do, when you get sick and tired of the stuff that goes on around here, and it's time for a change. I want to breathe some fresh air. I'm tired of this crap here in this town and all across the way, and I'm just sick of it. I'm tired of it. The politics, the politics and media here, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to make, an attempt to work for a radio station, but you know what? Now with technology the way it is, I could sit in my house at my studio and get paid to be on a radio station here in Pittsburgh.
That's
you
it.
know,
That
you
is
know,
it.
so, and I
Absolutely.
don't even have to be here,
No.
so,
Oh, you
and
don't.
that's, and the way the politics have gone with me and my luck with radio stations and stuff around here and media. And you know what? I'll admit, Bill, and, I opened my mouth and stuck my foot in it a few times. Maybe I shouldn't have, but you know me, I don't leave nothing out. You know what I mean? And that's why we have the way we see it here, because it's the way we see it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, you're not supposed to. You're supposed to still speak your mind. What about back in the day? Everybody would, oh, good for you. You stood up for yourself. And then all of a sudden when you do it now, oh, you're overstepping your boundaries. What is that? Where's that come from?
Okay, here, I got something for you. Here's another Ed Gainey's Pittsburgh. There's a lady down in Soho. She has property. The property is decrepit. She wants to tear it down. They're tying up the permits. They're giving her all kinds of problems to get these permits to tear it down. But get this, they're giving her citations because the house is condemned. So they keep sending an inspector over there and they keep giving her fines, but they won't give her the permit she needs because you need a permit to tear the house down. This is what, Bill? Ed Gainey's Pittsburgh.
Unbelievable. But you're going to keep finding this woman and, oh my God, that doesn't make any sense.
Ed Gainey's Pittsburgh.
But that's brother, that's stupid. I'm sorry, that's just
Stupid
downright
never takes a vacation, remember?
Do you
Stupid
think that
never
poor
takes a
lady
vacation.
is going to have enough money she wants to get her house redone? She don't want to be.
No, she wants to tear the building down so she could sell it and make money off of it. So she has two developers, Bill, that want to buy that property, and they can't because they're being tied up with permits now.
Oh my gosh!
Okay? Oh, wait a minute. I know it's not 10% of affordable housing to be put into these apartments. Oh, that's why your permits are tied up. Ed Gainey's Pittsburgh.
Wow, I didn't know that, brother. That's
Gainey's Pittsburgh. That's probably what it is, Bill. I can't say that it is. Ed Gainey's Pittsburgh.
I heard that. Yeah, I have no idea. No idea on my.
Ed Gainey's Pittsburgh.
That's sad. That's real sad. That really is. Come on. You're going to fine the hell out of this lady, but then she can't pay them fines. You're trying to. That does. Oh man, I'm sorry. That's upsetting, brother. That really fires you up.
Oh, I know. That's angry. That makes me angry. You know what I mean? Tired of being angry. So anyway, Bill, 5 minutes left in the program. Give me something stupid never takes a vacation. And how's the driving world out there in Pittsburgh?
Well, you know what? It's been good because
the forum is yours, my friend.
The forum is mine.
Right.
Well, since I really haven't been on the road that much, brother, because, I went into the hospital on Saturday. So I've actually been off the road. When I went to go,
it's good to have you back, though.
Yeah, it is. It's good to be back. When I went to go for my doctor's appointment last week, my blood pressure was skyrocketed. It was like 151 over 86. It was like incredibly high. I've never seen it that high before. So, of course, Dr. Z always says, well, he says, okay, the very first question is, Ralph, have you been taking your medication? Here's the second question. You ready? How long have you been driving on the road today? That should tell you.
Oh my gosh. For
How
real?
long have you been? Yeah. So I was just in there. My blood pressure was, high. I mean, high. I never had high blood pressure like that, even when I was over hundreds. Let me tell you. And I know half of these people over here, the listeners and the viewers, don't even know on how much I used to weigh, but it's definitely it's close to 1,000 pounds. Let's put it to that way. Some show I'll show some pictures. I'll give them to Ralph. He could post it. You can
Yes.
see what I used to look like. But yes, I was 802 pounds when I was married to my wife, and she was 496 pounds. So
Well, I saw your wedding picture. You guys couldn't even hug at
Yeah,
that point. I mean,
it
I
was like
remember that.
she
You guys
was
were
in
like,
Africa and I was in Asia. It was like,
hey, if she wore high heels, she'd strike oil like
ooh,
that, you know?
warn up with them Chinese people. He pissed off at her.
Oh my
Dan
gosh,
must
yeah.
be walking up there again. Oh my God, what are they doing? What are they doing? So yeah,
Oh yeah.
but even when I was that big, I never had a high blood pressure like that. So we don't know what's going on. I was supposed to team up with Brother Ralph on Saturday. We were supposed to spend the day together, do some things. But I woke up, I was dizzy. I said, I got to go to Shadyside. So that's where I was. But I've been off the road. My blood pressure is like 138/26 now. So it's come drastically down. But then I got to see the doctor again on Thursday when you guys are taking off, which I would be more than happy to. But by the time I get there and everything, it's 4:25 in the afternoon.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah,
You'll
that's
be
no
up there.
problem.
You'll be up there.
Yeah, we'll be up there because we're leaving on Thursday from Green Tree, so we'll be on our way.
Yeah.
So but anyway, as I mentioned, so we will be broadcasting next Monday from Ocean City, Maryland. We will be broadcasting. So we're here next Monday. Next Tuesday, it will not be a Sports Corner show because we're traveling back home. So there will not be a Sports Corner show. We will move it to Thursday at 4:00 in the afternoon, 4 to 6. I'm going to have guests on as I normally do for our draft special. We're having somebody from each of the 32 teams on to talk about what their team's doing for the draft, for the NFL draft coming up. And don't forget, we're going to be Claudia Rosano is working on a remote broadcast that we're going to do together as part of the Sports Corner radio show. As you know, every Saturday, 2 to 3 p.m. on 1250 a.m. The Answer, 92.5 on the FM dial. Every Saturday afternoon, 2 to 3 p.m. And let me say this: we're working on getting a simulcasted broadcast with Draft Nation. Draft Nation's going to be holding a draft party at the Rivers Casino on the first night of the draft. Okay, which is on. I believe it's April the 17th, I believe. No, yeah, it's I'll get the dates for it. But anyway, it's off the top of my head. I can't remember the dates for the draft. But anyway, it's a 3-day thing, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. They used to do it until Sunday. They don't do it anymore. But Draft Nation's going to be there, and we will be simulcasted with Draft Nation from a bar somewhere or a restaurant that's willing to sponsor us. And it's going to be a nice night. It's going to be an interesting night. We're going to be doing a simulcast, and then we're going to be doing draft, talking about it, debating about who the Steelers could pick and, who's going to go where. So it's going to be an interesting night as well. All right. Bill, any final thoughts before we wrap it up?
No, we appreciate you fans, listeners, and viewers. Thank you so much. You're the best part of this show. We thank you so much. Be safe out there. If you're going anywhere, stay warm. I heard it's going to get cold again.
Yeah, it's supposed to get cold again here. You know how it is in the springtime. Absolutely. All right, everybody. Let's wrap it up here. I got something for you from a band called The Heavy. Enjoy it. And everybody have yourself a great night. Bill, have a good one. Well, I'll be talking to you. Thank you. All right. That was Bill Cannata, my co-host. And I hope you enjoyed the show tonight. Ed Gainey's Pittsburgh. But here we are. I leave you with this because this is the truth. And I want you to hear this song. All right. Have a great night.
I can't see where you coming from, but I know just what you running from. And what matters ain't the who's matters, but the ones who stop you falling from your level way on. Feel like you're feeling now, doing things just to please your crowd. When I love you like the way I love you, and I suffer, but I ain't gon' cut you, 'cause this ain't no place for no hero. This ain't no place for no better man. This ain't no place for no hero to call home. This ain't no place for no hero. This ain't no place for no better man. This ain't no place for no hero to call home. Every time I close my eyes, I think about you inside. And your mother giving up on asking why you lie and you cheat and you try to make a fool out of she. Now I can't see where you coming from, but I know just what you running from. And what matters ain't the who's matters, but the ones who stop you falling from your ladder. 'Cause this ain't no place for no hero. This ain't no place for no better man.